legislators and our law enforcement do not enforce laws upon illegal aliens, but enforce laws upon citizens, what is that? No one wants to live in that type of a country.
I couldn't agree with you more, but people come here essentially as they have.
And sitting them right next to our children in schools. That's why these drugs are so rampant in our schools and our communities. Never before have we had an opioid crisis like we have going on now with all the fentanyl. And now the human trafficking is huge. And the child molestation, go look at the NC Fire website. Illegal alien demographic is the reason why so many children are being trafficked and molested. So if we remove that element out of our society, then we just deal with the crime that Americans deal with. We have enough crime that Americans commit alone. Why are we importing crime and telling the rest of the world that it's okay, America's not going to secure its border. It's okay to go in illegally and you get a job, you get benefits, you get health care, you get free education. My goodness, Texas even gives in-state tuition to illegal aliens. But if my daughter went up to Georgia and went to school, college, she would have to pay out-of-state tuition. That's unconstitutional, and that's unfair to the Americans, millions of Americans who pay into the system. Now, it's a long answer, but there is so much. Those talking points simply don't work anymore with people. We're such a generous and kind population. America is the most generous country in the world. We go and help other countries when they're in trouble. But yet, we're having to back off of our laws that help make the civil society and for us to prosper? No, absolutely not. I'm not going to lose my country and the civility and all that we work for so that 690,000 or so illegal aliens who are not even children, they're up to 40 years old with this DACA issue, can remain here when they're 40 years old and they don't know how to get right with our laws. That's inexcusable.
IQ Al Rizzoli, you sitting here listening to all this. What do you have to say to Maria?
I agree with Maria 100%. 100%. I'll tell you why. As you know, I have applied for a green card. I spent about $7,000 so far and $3,000 more to come, and over a year. I'll get it, but I'm coming legally. I'm coming legally. Of course, I could have gone through the border, paid the cartel. I could. But then I will have no future. Illegal aliens, by definition, are illegal. Don Mozella keep remembering about his father. His father must have arrived in the United States in the 1920s or something maybe. These were different times. The illegal aliens of today, many of them are criminals. I'm not generalizing, I'm telling you. And a lot of Muslims are crossing the border to infiltrate America. These are facts, not fiction. The word illegal means illegal. And I cannot understand why any human being in America or any American says you have to be generous. No, I don't have to be generous. Hundreds of thousands of people around the world, in fact millions around the world, are coming to the United States of America legally, and it takes them 5 years. I have no excuse, I have no sympathy with illegals. That's simple. Back to you.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm not condoning it. I'm simply saying that if someone makes the long journey from Honduras or wherever to come to this country and the key word to me is willing to work and do many of the jobs that Americans seem to have now turned their nose up at. I see absolutely no reason to lump them together with the criminals that Maria is talking about. I couldn't agree with you more. But if you go to a jail, and you now have liberals in New Jersey who say if you discover a criminal and we discover that he's illegal, the police department should not turn them over to immigration.
No.
I mean, that is
No.
absolutely
What's his
asinine.
name?
That is
Yes.
asinine.
No. So when do you think that you're going to find out if these are this people who are crossing illegally? There's a reason why they're not going through the system. They probably won't be able to qualify because they're probably wanted in their country. And then you want them to deal with the cartels. And then after they kill an American, then we put them in jail and send them back. And after they're in jail for 10, 18, whatever years, and with the American taxpayer left holding the bag. No, and I don't like the narrative, James, and I don't know what the gentleman's name is, but I worked in the strawberry fields. I worked in bulbs, in the dirt with my hands, on the Mexican crew, not on the crew with my fellow students and classmates. You know, I hate when people say that those are jobs that Americans won't do. No, if they want to eat, they will do it. And that's a narrative, just like what the left has said, just like they're taking the jobs that people won't do. They're just like us. They're Christian families. Well, you know, you have gang members who carry the rosary beads on their belt loops, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. This is about enforcing the laws. If you want equality in this country, then certainly dish out the enforcement of laws equally, not a pass to illegal aliens. My dad worked hard. He was a lumber mill worker. He had an opportunity to open a restaurant, and he knew nothing about restaurant business. He opened that restaurant and another and another. We worked hard, just like many of my fellow Americans have, and I don't like to be lumped in to that whole idea or painted with the broad brushes if I'm one of those people who don't want to work. That's not true. That needs to be dropped. Go to the baseline, which is we don't have to allow anyone into our country. We have laws, follow the laws. If you can't follow them, then you don't want to be here bad enough.
I'm sorry. If there were enough people that wanted these jobs, by the way, Marie, let's make it clear. I'm not arguing with you. Your premise, I believe, is correct. We should be enforcing the laws. But lumping all of the people that come illegally as criminals is to me just not so. Most people that I've seen come here because it is the land of opportunity, which we seem to have, these trite words that mean so much. Land of opportunity. A place
That's
where
all great. They came in through Ellis Island, and if you believe your own words, how many illegal aliens have you opened your home to?
I can tell you, ma'am, an awful lot, because my father and my uncle were notorious for that. I can talk for an hour about stories about that. All illegal, and all these young men, young women that we open our hearts and our home to became productive citizens in this country. One son became senior official of the FBI. I mean,
that's all fine. That's all fine. But I'm asking you, how do you feel, opening up your home then to people who cross here illegally and breaking our laws? So you're part of the problem. This is ridiculous. I mean, if you get pulled over for speeding or whatnot, you pay that ticket. Otherwise, you suffer the consequences. You either want laws, a lawful nation, or no laws and a lawless nation and chaos and mayhem. What's going on there? And now look at across the country for people who have that same type of mindset or thinking, oh, there are some okay. No, we don't know how to decipher if this illegal alien crossing is a bad one or not. I can't tell. But why would you want to endanger the rest of us for your type of leftist, liberal, whatever you want to call it, unlawful views? So if you're for breaking laws, then maybe you should be looking a little bit more closer.
I am not. I'm simply trying to give it a different perspective. Let me just explain. Just this afternoon, I'm here in Jacksonville, and what happened? Two cars. One car hit the other. Car stopped suddenly. Car hit it. Well, you knew immediately it was an illegal alien because the second car, which caused the accident, backed up, cut through 3 lanes of traffic, and sped away because they knew. I'm agreeing with you, Marie. I'm just saying not all aliens are criminals, and not all criminals are aliens. And
so you are for, though, this double standard of laws. It's okay to enforce laws upon American citizens, but not illegal aliens. Look, we've got 41 million unemployed Americans who need jobs. I beg to differ on that. We need these illegal aliens for jobs that Americans won't do.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about that for a moment. Every day I can go down here in Jacksonville, and there's signs out there say "Help Wanted." Okay, and what I see on the same street 4 or 5 encampments of people.
So I go back to the same thing. I mean, you're not.
But they're not aliens.
Do you want lies?
They are Americans who won't go walk into that store and say, "Give me a job. I will take," because they much rather be on the street than take that job. I'm never be called a liberal, but I'm simply saying there is a difference. And what you're doing, by the way, let me say.
I said your liberal views. I didn't call you a liberal. I just said your leftist or liberal views. But you can't justify that. Either we have our laws or we don't. And that's what my point is here. And it doesn't matter to me how many illegal aliens who you think are good people. You're not with them 24/7. But if you are for skirting our laws, then we've got a big problem. If you are for ignoring our Constitution, if you are for these politicians to ignore their own people, their own voters, by taking money from these open border groups like home builder groups that we have here in Houston that we're dealing with, so that they can increase their profit margin by using an illegal alien workforce over an American workforce. And I have a good friend whose father built their home when they were young from the ground up with all Black American workers. And to this day, they cannot find one Black American carpenter or plumber that could come in and fix something in their home because they've been pushed out by illegal aliens by being undercut. Their companies are being undercut by people who hire illegal aliens, and that is wrong.
No, ma'am. That Black plumber was pushed out because the last 2 generations of Blacks have not been educated. They've been plantation-wise by big city school teachers, school groups who don't teach but just pass them along. It's an interesting statistic. And by the way, there were more Black families settled in 1960, proportionally in 1960 than there are today, because we, the politicians, have so perverted this welfare system in America that we don't give them the education they need. And as a result, someone will come in an alien who learned in Guatemala.
When you're looking for today's hottest new jewelry, there's just one place to go, thejewelledexperience.com. With hundreds of amazing products, you're sure to find whatever you're looking for, all at our everyday low prices. Looking for a COVID-19 stylish mask? We've got you covered. That's thejewelledexperience.com. From earrings and necklaces to amazing new hair accessories and hair jewelry. Don't forget to check out our new arrival page or our sale page for even more great savings. thejewelledexperience.com. It's jewelry you'll love.
What is an American? What does an American look like? If I were born in England, I'd be English. If I were born in France, I'd be French. Yet in my own country, I'm a hyphenated American. I am categorized by my ethnicity before my nationality. If you were to Google All American Beauty, it does not represent me. Yet I am a hybrid representative of everything that America is supposed to stand for. When I check a box, I do not want to represent myself as other.
America is the only country that hyphenates their citizens by ethnicity before nationality. To learn more about how you can be part of the movement, Don't Check the Box, please visit our website at hyphenednation.com. That's HYPHENED hyphen NATION.com to learn more about what you can do to help end a hyphenated America. Remember, you define you.
An incredible new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. Check out coffeesoundsgood.org. That's Coffee Sounds Good, because coffee does sound good. It's coffee at your doorstep. It's coffee, it's t-shirts, it's apparel at coffeesoundsgood.org. Coffee Sounds Good is going viral. Check it out today. coffeesoundsgood.org. Shop now for the latest trends, accessories, and appliances. Buy your gift now and receive free shipping, because it's both FM and AM at coffeesounds.org. Incredible new marketing partner with us today at Transmedia Worldwide. It's a proven fact that a business or nonprofit with a website reaches more people. More people leads to more traffic, which leads to more exposure, and more exposure to more sales. So get a free website today by calling 1-833-742-5622 with the extension of 803, or by visiting macproductions.net/free.html. That's right. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/macproductionsinc. Get a free website right now at 1-833-742-5622. That extension is 803. Or visit their website, macproductions.net/free.html, and tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. Welcome back to the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Radio broadcast. Thanks for tuning in to the big program from the K-Jag Radio studios in downtown Memphis, Kansas. We are live Monday through Friday, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard, and of course 24/7. JiggyJaguar.com. Check it out today, on-demand podcast via iHeartRadio, and of course live Twitch video at our supersonic website, JiggyJaguar.com. Selected editions available on iHeartRadio and AM/FM, 247.com. 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. The world famous Jiggy Jaguar Radio Network. And, of course, live video on Twitch TV, Periscope, Facebook Live, and Chatterbait. And you can add us as a friend on Twitch. Also, give us a 5-star review at Apple Podcasts, and find our daily videos uploaded each and every day at youtube.com/JIGGYJAGUAR. And, of course, follow our Facebook page at facebook.com/TheJiggyJaguar. Find us on Twitter at JIGGYJAGUAR. And, of course, the Jiggy Jaguar Radio broadcast each and every day is brought to you by our good friends over there at crowdfunder.co.uk/access-to-publishing. That's right. Now imagine if literature was inclusive, accessible, and representative What if the books you read told the stories really mattered? The ones that shed the stars and voices of real people. We need your support to fight for a future that puts diversity and inclusivity at the forefront of publishing. Go over and check out these folks right now. It's www.crowdfunder.co/access-to-publishing. Check it out today and tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia Worldwide. More on the way right now.
Kamala, how to put two boards together and can do the job where that black person can't.
Well, no, I argue that point with you. There's no way. They can do the job. It's just that the companies have been undercut by other companies who use the illegal alien workforce. I mean, an American family cannot compete with 10 grown men sharing a one-bedroom apartment. Their standard of living is much lower than the American man who is trying to feed his family. So I'm not going to get into that, but I'm telling you this is what I know from one of my personal friends. And if we don't stop and think about what we're doing and get good people in office, like Chris Kobach, by the way, who is very much in tune with the community and our Constitution. In fact, he has helped draw up the lawsuit that Texas right now is going through on the anti-sanctuary city bill. So your listeners out there, James, please go and vote. I personally would endorse Chris. I know him personally for several years. And those are the type of people who will not budge on that very basic that America needs. This is the very basic. We are not asking for anything special. We're not asking for a pass on our laws. What we're asking is the very basic that our government is due us, and that is in our Constitution, and you can see them in our laws, but unfortunately we have politicians and activist judges who ignore it for a little money in their re-election campaign coffers, all the while our American children are filling coffins, and that has to stop.
Well, Maria, I appreciate you being with us. We've just run out of time in your segment here, but I appreciate you being on with us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us.
Of course, James, and I'm sorry I didn't get the names of the other guests, so thank them as well. And, God bless you. Keep praying. And, again, Chris Kobach is a great guy, family guy, and I think that we need more Chris Kobachs in office, and we wouldn't be in this situation, actually.
Well, thank you, Maria. I appreciate it.
Gracias. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. There she goes, Maria Espinoza. And quite the fired up Maria Espinoza today. IQ, what did you make of all that, sir? IQ El Rizzoli, what did you make of all that? I don't know if IQ can hear me. IQ, can you hear me, my friend? I don't know. I lost IQ, I guess. Or there he is, IQ.
We couldn't hear you.
IQ, what did you make of all that?
No, she's right, for God's sake. Why do you think everybody wants to come to America? Nobody wants to go to China. Nobody wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Nobody wants to go to Yemen. They want to come to America. Okay, you want to come to America? Come legally. I'm doing it legally.
IQ, I'll adopt you. How's that? And we'll get you in that way.
Listen, I'm coming only for one purpose. To start havoc in the United States of America. I'll tell you. I'm watching the United States of America disintegrate in front of my eyes. Literally, you're disintegrating. I'll tell you why you're disintegrating. 8 years of Obama have fragmented the United States of America into whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Jews, Christians. He destroyed you in 8 years. He caused you more destruction than 70 years of the Soviet Union. And nobody wakes up. This is the result. How is it conceivable that less than 13% of the human population in America, blacks, and not all of them are with Black Lives Matter. So it's less than 13%. 700,000 people in 70 cities have completely overturned the United States of America's Constitution. 700,000, the people who demonstrated.
Yes.
And you allowed them. Not
Yes.
you. I mean, your leaders allowed them. Why? Because they're Democrats. They're liberal. It's all right. They asked Pelosi to make a comment about the destruction. She said, well, people have to do what they have to do. Really? I hope somebody would put a gun to her head and shoot her. And then somebody would say, yes, he had to do what he had to do. Come on. I'm watching you disintegrate. And I hate it. I hate it. And I'm not even an American.
IQ, this last 2 weeks has demonstrated how spineless our political leaders have become. It is really, I cannot sit here and not express strongly enough how absolutely disgusted I am with our political leaders, both Republicans and Democrats. The president of Goya Foods, when they attacked him, he said for praising President Trump, and he said, I don't back down. I mean, this is the first time somebody has said to these people, go to hell. I admire the man for it. Went out and bought a can of Goya beans just to support him. We're in real trouble, IQ, and I welcome you coming here because we need all the help we can get.
I promise you, I will start, God willing, but I need your help, not you only. When I come, I'm not doing it for myself, by the way.
I'll just tell you.
It's a one-way ticket. Honestly, it's a one-way ticket. I'm going to start a trouble in public.
I'm going to start trouble.
I don't know who is going to support me to do it. Not yet, anyway, until I come. We'll see. But what's happening, the destruction of American history, proves that the intention of these people is to destroy America. Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with blacks. It's an organized crime syndicate pretending to be a social movement.
Yes.
It's pure hatred. By the way, they are completely supported by the Muslim Brotherhood, by Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, all the Muslim leaders in the United States of America support them. Why? Because they hate Christians. They hate the American Constitution. They hate Jews, and they hate anybody who's not a black person. And you're telling me they're not racist? And they speak about racism? I'll tell you what, James, get somebody from Black Lives Matter.
Well, I've been
60 seconds.
I have been trying to do that, but I've also been getting deluged with emails from the care folks. And I have been sending them, I always reply back, hey, let's have you on the radio show. And I've yet to hear anything back, but I'm trying, baby. I'm trying.
James, I sent you several times articles. Are you publishing them or not?
Yes, they're on the website. They go up every time you send them, my friend.
Fantastic.
Well, Don.
I need exposure. As I said many times, give me 10 minutes with Hannity, I change history.
Well, Don,
I swear to you, that's all I need. 10 minutes with Hannity, I change history.
What did you make of the fact that she kept? I don't know if she didn't understand what you were trying to get across, or it was like she really wanted to argue with Don.
Don understands the illegality, but he has sympathy because his parents came illegal.
Yes.
But your parents' time were different, I promise you. What you are getting now from those illegals are literally criminals. There's no question about it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying all of them. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying all of them. But I'm not going to worry about 10% and 20%, 30% when 70% are not good people. Sorry, I will not accept it.
I don't think that level is as high as you want it. But let me just give you a